All right, everybody, good evening. Had to hurry up and finish eating dinner, but I did, and here we are. Let's go ahead and kick off our second round of severe weather coverage tonight, or the third or the fourth, depending how you count. But we do have now a severe thunderstorm warning that is now well into our territory. Not a surprise at all. This is moving along right on schedule. It is 9:05. I said in an early live stream I thought it would be about 9 o'clock tonight. Here we are, 9:05. So let's start over here down to the southwest. This is Lebo, Melbourne, Linden, Pomona. And this one's going to go until 9:30 p.m. We're talking about $half sized hail. So damage to vehicles is possible when we get around the $half sized hail. And so let's take a quick look at this one. Just kind of spotty. So probably even smaller than that. Let's go ahead and look at maximum estimated hail size. Might get up to around an inch, but at the moment I think we're hanging around less than that. So that hail trend actually has fallen out. Look at the darker colors changing to lighter colors there. So a little bit of a downward trend just in the last few minutes there. So that thunderstorm is right headed for Ottawa over here in Franklin County. We're just going to follow this line up to our next severe thunderstorm warning area. This is picking up Spring Hill, Gardner, Edgerton, Olathe in Johnson County, Stillwell, and this is actually going to cross Missouri state line and pick up Grandview, Belton, and Raytown, almost to Lee Summit as well. So this particular, we're talking about this cell that is moving off to the northeast, and we're severe warned until 9:45 p.m. for up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So let's take a look at what's going on with this storm right now. Same thing. Let's take a look at maximum estimated hail size is around 3/4 of an inch. But the good thing about this is I go through all of my different radar products for this. We have not been talking about a tornado threat with this one. So it actually has not. I've watched it the entire time that I was eating dinner since it was over here in towards Wichita. And we have lots of storm reports just to see how this got started, up to about 3/4 inch hail that you guys can see here. We had some strong wind gusts in the Wichita area, 62-mile-per-hour winds, and 3/4 inch hail or a little bit bigger. So that's kind of what we're looking at so far with the storm system. So some radar indicated hail popping up just a little bit bigger than 1 inch. That's what these little green triangles are indicating for us right now. So good evening. If you are just hopping on here, severe thunderstorm warning is now picking up on the Kansas side, Spring Hill, Stillwell. On the Missouri side, Belton, Raymore, and Lee Summit, encompassing Grandview as well. And this one is going to go until 9:45 p.m. It's 9:08 p.m. right now. So this is exactly what we have been expecting. Here is our trend. And nothing tornadic at all. We can take a look at anything rotating, and I am not seeing anything to bring to your attention that can change. Out in front of the line is what we would look for. We'd be looking for little spin ups that develop with discrete cells out in front of this line. So you guys can see such a nice clean line right now. So let that reduce your anxiety. We had some anxiety going on up in North Kansas City earlier this evening, but this will just be a strong thunderstorm with some 40, 50, 60-mile-per-hour winds, which have just now picked up in Spring Hill, and they're just about to Grandview as well. Wind is going to pop through there pretty strong in just a second as this is starting to take off toward the northeast. Severe weather coverage tonight brought to you by Renee Welliver LaRosen of Homeland Realty in Adrian. Whether it is commercial or you're looking to buy residential real estate or sell your current property, keep Renee in mind. Check her out on all of the socials. Homeland Realty, Renee LaRosen, 816-215-4746. You can reach out to her anytime. Great person to ask if you have questions, anything that is on your mind. Homeland Realty in Adrian. So, bringing you tonight's severe weather coverage. So, pretty much all along this line that has developed right on schedule tonight is starting to move through the area from the southwest to the northeast. As I was just saying a few minutes ago, have not seen any spin-up tornadic activity out along the front. We'd be watching for some smaller discrete cells. So we look back at what has happened as this storm has generated this evening, and really exactly what we were expecting. In Wichita, we had some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and hail up to 1 inch. So we do have an active mesoscale discussion cautioning us that tornadoes are still a possibility, that the ingredients are still here, but as of right now, strong thunderstorm and some hail is what we are seeing here. So we are under still a tornado watch until midnight. So I've been keeping a very, very close eye on anything that is spinning. So far, I mean, really absolutely nothing to talk about moving in this line right now. But I will keep scanning through all that for you and let you know if there's an area that we start to be concerned about. So appreciate your messages. I always stop and check those. Let you guys give me a comment for what is going on in your area, or just let me know you're here and where you are. Appreciate that a lot. So I can switch over to model data. Actually, if you guys will watch this for a second, I will get some model data queued up to see exactly what we think is going to happen. I provided a couple of updates for that a couple of live streams ago, but we should have some updates now. So let me investigate that for a second, bring you what I think will happen as we move through the rest of the evening. And you guys can't see it yet, but I'm actually seeing a little bit of good news. So we'll take a look at the latest model data. And let's go ahead and do that. There we go. So just to be clear, this is model data. This is not what is happening right now. I know it looks the same, but this is the forecast for what may happen around 9 o'clock, which we're at now. So let's move 1 hour ahead. So within the next hour, actually, do you see what happened? Within the next hour, it actually kind of pulls apart. We have some areas of just widespread heavy rainfall, but these fall apart. So we'll actually have to keep watching. That mesoscale discussion makes more sense now in terms of watching for those smaller discrete cells. So they actually kind of pull apart. Let me show you one more time. There's now, here's 10 o'clock, here's 11 o'clock. So that's the good news. By 11 o'clock, East Central Kansas, you guys are all done with anything threatening, and we're still talking about Bates County, Cass County, headed over towards Warrensburg by that hour. So actually we're moving along pretty quick tonight. So this is what we'll watch within the next hour. We'll watch for storms to pull apart, and we are concerned about smaller discrete little cells like what you see possibly here. Again, this is just model data, so we can't put a ton of stock in that happening, but this area would be prime for that. We'll take a look at a couple of factors here. Like Cape is on the way down tonight, but it's still significant. So there is instability still out there in the atmosphere for these storms to encounter, but looks like we start to break apart. We'll still watch for line segments down here in which we would be expecting some significant, strong, damaging winds in the 40 to 60 mile per hour category. So I think we will see some more warnings. I would say that prime real estate to get severe thunderstorm warnings tonight are going to be Paola, Lewisburg, Harrisonville, Pleasant Hill. You guys can see that. As we go south on the Missouri side, you know, it looks like down when we get towards Drexel, Archie, coming into Bates County, it looks like the bulk of the activity might pass to the north of that. So we got to watch out for the trailing end. Let's see what happens with that. Looks like it falls apart too. This is by 11 o'clock. So the data suggests tonight that really Bates County and northern Bates County here is kind of where the bulk will separate and pass largely to the north. So we're talking about, for stronger thunderstorm activity later tonight, could be talking about Garden City, Holden, Warrensburg, headed out towards the Concordia area. So that is what the models are showing for the latest data. We'll hop back over to live radar right now. And we'll stop it right here just south of Olathe. So stronger thunderstorm activity between Olathe and Stanley right now in very southern Johnson County. So we're just going to pick up Stanley and Kenneth. The bulk of this might slide just north of the Loch Lloyd area. So we'll look at hail right now. So we have a strong hail core actually going out just east of Olathe. And we could still see up to around 1.25 inch sized hail. Strong probability and maximum estimated size up around 1 inch. So that's really the only significant thing. So we're going to have strong winds and some hail, and I don't see anything else noteworthy happening there as this one moves through. But unfortunately, you're kind of in that line if you're right there in Olathe, you have all this behind it. So you've got at least another round, because I do see hail here over Edgerton as well. This is, maybe 3/4 inch size hail here over in the Edgerton area right now. So let's go ahead and change radar sources, and we get a little bit more street level with where the hail is right now, where the strongest parts of this thunderstorm are. Let's go up here and look around Edgerton, where things look intense right now. And we'll look at hail. So coming right along 35 corridor here. So, yep, pretty much centered right over that. Looks like the worst of it has passed over Stafford Road and West 231st Street, headed out toward Sunflower Road. So just about to come into Edgerton. Hail activity is actually headed right for you all in Edgerton. So then we're going to come up along Gardner, Clare, and then looks like you probably had hail over the Olathe Medical Center just a few moments ago, but the bulk of it right now is out here to the east of Mid-American Nazarene University, all out to the east of I-35. So what is in the path of some significant hail? Looks like the Sykes Lady Overland Park Golf Complex, the St. Andrews Golf Club. These are all locations we're talking about, just about to be impacted by hail. Here is Johnson County Community College as well. Looks to be in the path of this. We'll go ahead and play this so you guys can see the trend. Here we go. So just in the last radar scan, it's lost a lot of hail. So weakening in terms of hail, as we now are talking about Knoll Hills, Brook Ridge Golf Club. This is along 435, just to the north of Children's Mercy, Kansas. So headed towards the Leawood area in terms of some smallish hail, not anywhere near what we have seen in this storm tonight. So overall, just a bit of weakening there in the last two radar scans. So that is a good sign. So if you're just hopping on, we're talking mostly about this severe thunderstorm warning that is picking up Martin City, Redbridge, Holmes Park, and this polygon goes all the way up towards Raytown. This is for the next 27 minutes. And we've basically just seen off and on about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch hail with this, with also some very strong wind gusts as well. So wind gusts are picking up, as you can see. Here comes that green, bright green, and just now impacting Martin City. So we're going to watch out for strong wind gusts up to around 40 to 60 miles per hour. That combined with the hail is what has given us this severe thunderstorm warning tonight. All of the area in yellow, if you did not already know, under a tornado watch until midnight tonight. So not seeing anything suspicious at all. We can hop back over to a little bit more investigative radar here and make absolutely sure for everybody with anxiety tonight that we're not seeing anything suspicious for spinning, but I'm just not seeing those cells pop out in front of that line. So I think we're going to watch what I was just saying a minute ago, when things start to fall apart as they drift across state line a little bit further here to the south, in order to talk about that tornado threat tonight. Okay, so for everybody hopping on, this is actually live radar with our most current severe thunderstorm warnings. So we have dropped down. The one to the south has been allowed to expire. So we have some storm reports actually that we can go ahead and take a look at here. So this is just off to the south and the east of Olathe. We have lots of 1-inch hail. These are MPING storm reports coming in. Emergency Management in Johnson County reporting some 1-inch hail out to the west of Stanley here. This is where the thunderstorm is the strongest right now. So plenty of 1-inch hail, be advised. As we kind of back out here and see where this is headed, I think this is going to pick up Grandview or just a little bit to the north. So heads up, there has been plenty of 1-inch hail down here to the south and the west. As we start to cross over onto the Missouri side, I think you can expect some of that. So we can look where exactly that is right now. This is pretty significant body of hail that's just about to impact Leawood. So that is what we're experiencing right now. So we have strong winds and we have plenty of 1-inch hail in this storm system right now as we are coming up on about 9:20 p.m. So we'll hop back over here and show you one more time what I expect to happen in the next hour that I will be keeping an eye on. You guys can watch it with me. We'll see how the warnings go tonight as for how long I'll be on here doing this live. But this is what is predicted to happen. This is model data, not current. I know they look the same right now, but here we are within the next hour. Watch how these storms were a little bit more clustered together and almost linear as they came out of Kansas. But look what happens about the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock hour. Things kind of pull apart. So we're going to have to keep an eye on smaller discrete cells forming. But really the whole thing kind of starts to break apart. And Bates County and north seems to be where the bulk of it really hits, because if I go forward about another hour, things really start to break apart down around Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, Parsons, Chanute, those areas. So heavier activity looks to stay over on the Missouri side over towards Warrensburg tonight. So that is what is coming our way within the next couple of hours, at least according to model data. But all the ingredients are here. Cape instability is really high, really high. We had plenty of sunshine today. Not what we want to see. So we have every reason to keep watching tonight. So storm reports keep coming in for up to 1-inch hail. Heavy right now, just out to the west of Stanley. Significant thunderstorm there with bigger hail up here, just about to crunch Leawood. So heads up to the folks in Leawood and points to the very north of this warned polygon. So that is your severe thunderstorm warning this evening. As we drop back down here to the south in Franklin County and Ottawa, not severe warned at the moment. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. But we'll watch as this front continues to push down here into the warm sector for activity like we are seeing here. But nothing jumping out in front of the front, nothing spinning up. These are good signs right now. Just a strong cold front thunderstorm system here at 9:23 p.m. So everybody, I appreciate your comments. Let me know where you are and what you have going on in your neighborhood. Expect more of those as things push into west central Missouri in the next couple of hours for sure. But let me know what is going on in your neighborhood and any areas especially that you want to check on. We can always take a break and do that. Happy to, no problem. Okay, so here we go. We are going up until 9:45 with this one. So 9:24 p.m. left on this severe thunderstorm warning, and it is the only one. South of Kansas City, we can get up here into Ray County and talk about Richmond. That's our only other active severe thunderstorm warning at this time, and it's really for the same thing, up to 60-mile-per-hour winds. Looks like a little bit more hail up in this one, just passing over Richmond right now. Yeah, almost 1.25 inch size hail. Looks like it just passed over Richmond. So heads up out to the northeast of Richmond area for some 1-inch plus size hail. But that is all that's going on. Nothing is rotating up there either. There's some big, broad upper level rotation, but nothing to be too concerned about right now. And as we pop back down here, this is our only severe thunderstorm warned area at the moment. So here is regional radar right now. You can see as this cold front pushes in, just right on time, right as expected. It actually just really looks stalled out to me. I forgot to pull the surface chart right before I went live because we had a warning and I jumped on here, but this may be where it ends up. So our storms may really fire this far south, stay there, and then drift apart as the cold front pushes on through, like we were seeing on model data a minute ago. So all in all, certainly could be worse with this second round. Had some really impactful hail. We had baseball size hail, 3.5-inch stuff. I was just starting to see reports on social media right before I jumped on here to do this live. So getting by fairly easily right now with the second round. So right now, significant thunderstorm activity is really on the very north edge of the forecast area. So we've just passed over Overland Park, between Overland Park and Raytown, where we still have some decreasing hail in size. That's awesome. So we're headed off towards Raytown, and we get into Jackson County, and we'll run out of this severe warned area. We'll see if that's extended, but honestly, looking at it right now, we can go ahead and look at the hail trend here. I see it decreasing to the north. We still have some pretty good size hail down there south of Gardner. So we'll have to see what the winds continue to do with this. It could be extended off to the northeast again. Would not surprise me. But that is what is happening with your line of thunderstorms right now. All right, so we'll just kind of hang out and see what this does. It looks like it's starting to break apart. We've seen the hail size start to decrease. We've had some radar indicated maybe 2-inch hail. Plus here just to the south of Gardner, we'll see if any storm reports pop up there. We can change radar sources and get a little bit more street level in case you are headed or around any of these areas tonight. So the strongest activity right now is out to the southwest of Gardner. Actually a fairly limited area, and it's just about to cross 169 highway in the Bonita neighborhood, south of Olathe Medical Center right here. So let me put that in motion for you. There we go. So stormy night at Olathe Medical Center. A little bit of hail in there. Look how much this is starting to break apart. So you're just going to have lots and lots of pockets of really heavy rain. And as the wind gusts start to reach well outside the Warren Polygon, headed towards the Little Blue and 470 neighborhoods is the territory that we're into now. So it's actually moving along pretty quick. So this is a good sign down here, these blue polygons that don't show up on the other radar source. These are special weather statements. So these are one notch below a severe thunderstorm warning, and they typically talk about winds up to 50 or below mile per hour and penny-sized hail. So not severe status, but just underneath. So strong thunderstorms, no doubt, but they fall just below severe warning criteria. So all in all, pretty awesome. Looks like we have a new warning out here on the north end of this line, and this has been the area we'll be concerned about tonight. We've been talking about that higher risk area tonight, just a more favorable environment. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning out for Bosworth, Triplet, Mendon, over here towards 5 Highway 129, Thomas Hill Reservoir, all pop up within this warned polygon, and that is about to expire if I'm looking at the right one. So it is. So that one's just about done as well. So good stuff. What do we have just north of Blue Springs, picking up Buckner? Let's actually switch over and talk about it here. So as this, what is left of this cluster right here, because this is producing some hail up around 1 inch that is just off to the northwest of Raytown, and this is getting ready to impact Independence. So let's go ahead and see what they're putting in this bulletin real quick. Up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Yeah, so we still have a pretty good hail core hanging on in this little cell. So this has 30 minutes left to go, so this is going to take us up to 10 o'clock. And this is on the northern edge of this line of storms along this cold front. So we're talking here about just about to impact Independence. So heads up between Raytown and Independence, out towards Birmingham and clear out toward Missouri City. You guys have a severe thunderstorm warning up into Clay County and Liberty, and this will go until 10 p.m. this evening. So let's investigate this storm a little bit and see what is going on with it. There is a good hail core right here that is going to bring you possibly some 3/4 inch hail. That is what we're going for right now. So that quarter size hail prediction looks to be right on. Probability though is fairly low that you're going to get that very many people are going to see that. So it is in this storm, but is not ridiculously widespread right now. So good news there, and nothing else suspicious at all about this storm motion right now. So talking about winds and the probability for some up to quarter size hail through 10 p.m. if you are in this warned polygon. Again, Raytown, Independence, up towards Liberty in Clay County, picking up Missouri City up there as well. So back down here towards Spring Hill and Stillwell, we are still moving just south of Olathe with the heaviest thunderstorm activity. So we're talking about Gardner, Clare. We've had lots of storm reports of 1-inch hail in this and some 2-inch radar estimated hail right here to the south of Gardner. So let's see how that's trending. Yeah, so we've had a little uptick. There's enough instability out there that these storms can drift into those pockets, and also they've been really tall tonight as well, some of them. So we have the probability to look at some of this hail right now. So I think we need to talk about this area. Let's go ahead and switch radar sources here and look south of Olathe. Here we go. This is the pocket that we're talking about right here. So we have some significant hail right here south of Clare. So this is, let's put some streets on this for possible hail damage. This is going to be West 175th Street, and your cross street is South Hedge Lane, South Lone Elm Road, West 175th still, over towards the Bonita neighborhood. So here is where 169 hooks into West 175th Street. So South Lone Elm Road is picking up a significant hailstorm right now, and this is actually going to move. This hail core looks like it's going to move east and ever so slightly north. So it heads up along 167th Street. Here is Olathe District Activities Center, 167th Street, and South Ridgeview Road. You guys are in the path of a significant hailstorm with this thunderstorm. Right, so once again, it seems like I just said Olathe Medical Center. So traveling right up 35, right for Olathe Medical Center again. So just about the time I get done saying this, significant hail once again in the Olathe Medical Center vicinity tonight. So that is going to head out here to the north and the east. That's going to pick up like Morse neighborhood. There is a little airport here, Heritage Park, and Mid-American Nazarene University, St. Andrews Golf Club, all in the path. You guys got a couple of minutes before an impactful thunderstorm is going to put some hail down in your neighborhood. Down here to the south, still seeing special weather statements, winds up to 50 miles per hour, but probably less than that. We are severe warned from Wellsville, basically, all the way up through Overland Park, Raytown, and Independence at this hour. And most of these warnings going till about the 10 p.m. hour this evening. So I think the strongest part of this entire line is south of Olathe. So we can definitely, that area that I was just pointing out on the other radar, we can definitely expect some significant hail there. We'll check storm reports here in just a few minutes, but as we get over here towards Grandview, there's another little pocket off to the west there. But I think that, coupled with this one here south of Sugar Creek and Independence, also has a strong thunderstorm. So heads up to the Independence area, although you're in the new warning. But yeah, heads up to Independence and Sugar Creek. Those are the pockets. So that's how this line is going to be. Look at, you just have pockets of ½ inch to 1 inch hail along with strong wind gusts. I think that explains this line of thunderstorms moving through right now pretty well. So what we're looking for, if you just hopped on, is we're looking for things to, as this southern tail, as the front pushes through, I'm looking for storms to break up a little bit, and I will be interested to see what some of those smaller cells will do tonight as they reach down in here to Franklin County, Miami County, over here on the Cass County side as well. So got a little bit of ways to go with this one. You can already kind of see it happening over here in Osage County, but we still have hail up to about 3/4 of an inch over there in that area. So there are still strong thunderstorms yet to impact Franklin, Miami, Anderson County, Lynn County, possibly drifting over here into Bates and Cass County, probably within the next hour or so, where winds are strong. Winds are picking up. They're not as strong as they are along this line for sure. Let's check out a couple of our storm reports up here. So we're going to probably see some approaching 2-inch hail. We all have new reports of 1-inch hail. So it could get a little bit stronger here by Johnson County Emergency Management, talking about some 1-inch hail moving through south of Olathe. So not a big surprise there. And it's really several thunderstorms passing over the same area. It looks like we're talking about the same area over and over again, but this front is really just parked out and keeps these thunderstorms firing. There's plenty to work with. So same thing over and over again for you folks in Olathe. So right now, as we cross over onto the Missouri side, sitting right here, just out to the northwest of Grandview, is another strong cell. And I'll just go ahead and illustrate hail so that you guys can see. It just keeps coming. I can't say that it's falling out or increasing or decreasing. It just continues to pulse right along the line here. So that is probably going to be the situation we put up with for about the next hour until we can eventually see this front push through off to the southeast. So we'll continue to watch it. Right now, I mean, the front is completely stationary. It hasn't moved at all. So we're going to see storms continue in this area until they're out of gas, or eventually they're going to swing around to the south and the east. But we're going to watch this through about, it's like 11 o'clock, but when we're all done with this. So being as it's 9:38 right now, we're getting there. This is going pretty well without not really any other significant developments besides the hail and the wind. So I think hail is probably our biggest story. I don't see any storm spotter reports or any emergency management reports talking about wind yet, or wind damage. So that is a good thing. Moving ever so slowly here south of Olathe. Look at all the lightning strikes. Good grief. Let me pause the radar here. Between Gardner and Olathe, just behind the front. That's crazy. So here come the hail reports. All around 1 inch. Yeah. Okay. All right, well, let's take a look at warnings currently in place. Things have dropped off down here around Ottawa. We are severe warned over Olathe predominantly. That's where things are the strongest right now. It has 4 minutes remaining. Most likely gets kicked back out on account of that hail. And we're severe warned over here, Independence, Liberty, and Missouri City. So right along this line. So I think that I will go ahead and we'll take a little break because this front is just not moving. We'll pay attention here within the next hour for things to break off. Will they be severe, or will we stay under that 50-mile-per-hour and small hail and keep with some special weather statements instead of severe warnings as we get into West Central Missouri later on through the night? That will be the big question. But that is our current situation. We're just talking about this warning here. I was going to see if they've kicked that back out. Nothing new yet. But if it is, it's probably going to pick up Lee Summit, Raytown, Blue Springs again, maybe just a little bit more to the south and pick up Lee Summit where it hasn't been hit too hard so far. So that's kind of what I expect for the next little bit. So I think we'll take a break. We'll watch what this does. I will hop back on when some movement starts to happen. If we get any warnings down here in eastern Kansas or western Missouri, that is what we will do. So I appreciate everybody jumping on here. I will take a break and I will keep watching things. I'll get back on as I need to as things change. All right, everybody have an awesome